Brooklyn's historic The Black Lady Theater is now taking bookings. Host your next birthday party, concert, networking event, baby or bridal shower, wedding, art show, gala, corporate event, live stage play, audition, and so much more. At the one and only The Black Lady Theater. Mention code GODCAST for 15% off your rental fee. Code good for the first-time customers only. Valid for a limited time. Call 718-771-0900 to book your event today.
Peace. Today is Wednesday, August 28th. Make it today's math.
Wisdom, build, destroy, all being born in knowledge. Cipher, all being born to knowledge.
That's so true. Wisdom is one's ways and actions. Build, destroy is to add on to the positive and destroy the negative. When we do these things, we manifest our knowledge inside different ciphers, inside different minds that we encounter, thus flourishing more knowledge. Peace. Yep. Welcome back to Yanadameen Godcast. I'm Lord Jamar.
I'm Digga.
Godfrey.
We're going to call him Godfrey come lately in this motherfucker.
Look who decided to join us.
Don't be interrupting my flow, son.
He missed the first segment.
Remember when you was talking about, man, rolling a joint, right? And we was talking about some people don't know how to roll a joint.
Some people fold it.
They fold it.
And some people don't.
And the fold means it blocks the flow.
This is true.
So that's what happened to me. When I'm about to come this way,
you got your
someone
flow
blocks my flow.
Oh.
And so that's why I was late, because they was blocking my motherfucking flow.
And hold up. And then he gonna have the nerve to say, "Oh wait, y'all talk about the Jay-Z thing. Wait, I got something to say."
We gotta get past the kneeling, man.
So now we got.
We gotta get past the kneeling.
So now we gotta spend 2 segments discussing this, but we're gonna let God.
Well, I think people probably would not be mad at that.
You know what it's about? Do you know what it's about? We gotta get past the kneeling.
Listen,
the kneeling.
I'm gonna tell you what it's about. It's about people subscribing, okay, and people clicking that motherfucking bell, okay. It's also about going to cash.me/$, Patreon.com/, Yanadameen.com/support, and what's the last one? Oh yeah, bounty.com/, and we appreciate anything you could do. And this is what we was talking earlier about, how some of our revolutionaries and people that try to work for the community end up dying broke.
Yeah.
Okay? Malcolm, Martin, Huey,
Medgar,
shit, even Marcus Garvey. Like people died broke.
Yes.
And so there's this conflict between, social activism and making money. You know what I mean?
And the thing is, you need money.
You need money
to
operate.
You have to have money.
You have to have money.
You got to be able to be like a damn dog.
Wrecked. He did a chair fart.
Can't wait to hear this discussion.
He chair farted.
Yeah. Go ahead. Don't mind me.
But continue.
I mean, you got to have money, and the thing is, we got to learn to walk the fine line, because there's going to be some compromises. I mean, I like to talk about the pro-black shit, but you don't want to screw yourself all the way, because the messed up thing is, you as a performer, you got white fans. You got white fans, Asian fans, blah, blah, blah. So you got to find a way to balance to make things palatable for everybody, still throw in your message. You know what I'm saying?
That's what I'm here for, because this guy,
he don't give a
It's in their DNA. It's all in their blood.
Yo, you see
Maybe they learned it along the way.
Perfect. They drew you perfectly, dog. It's so perfect.
I'm like, or maybe they learned it along the way.
But no, we all want to make money. We all want to be successful. Hey, yo! We all.
I'm just sitting here, minding my motherfucker. I'm listening to the brother
Yeah, we
talk.
going on you.
And she's just popping shots like pow, like just under the arm, like not even looking at me. Just like boom. What the fuck?
You do it to me all
Relax.
You do it to me all the time. I'm like, yeah, so when
You deserve it.
I'm like, yeah, so in other news, the white man is the devil.
And it is in their goddamn DNA. I don't give a fuck what y'all motherfuckers say. Okay? But
So continue.
yeah, you better share that fan.
My thing is,
You better fan over here, man.
It sucks when we filming and we gotta turn the air off.
All right. So.
Yes.
What I'm saying is, motherfuckers talk about selling out and all of that type of shit, right? But I feel like we have to provide, especially in the conscious community, you need to provide some sort of incentive for a motherfucker not to sell out.
right.
Like if a motherfucker's alternative is starve or get some money from these white people, these motherfuckers is gonna get money from the white people.
You have
every
to.
time.
Yeah.
Like
Survival, man.
until we start doing for self, doing for our own, providing for our own. It's like you're gonna always have to go to the table, to the white man's table, and say, will you hear me out? Like that's basically what's happening here, just on a big money scale.
But what if
We
Jay?
don't know that.
What if
Well,
Jay-Z?
yeah, we are.
I mean, I'm sure you all discussed this, but what if Jay-Z has? Because Jay-Z's a smart dude, and what if Jay-Z might have a plan? He might have a plan.
And
He
it's
might
what Digga's saying.
He might be doing something. I'm just saying there could be that. Like,
Right.
yo, I know I'm gonna take the shots right now, but just hold up because they got him running the Super Bowl. Now, this is my theory. Because the past couple Super Bowls, like 2 Super Bowls, ever since he kneeled, 2 Super Bowls went by.
Right.
Big black artists were like, fuck that. I ain't doing that fucking Super Bowl. Cardi B refused. Everybody refused. Gladys Knight had to fucking perform. He's performing in front of these little white guys like, who the fuck is Gladys Knight? Love Overboard.
I was gonna say, what the fuck is Love Overboard?
Myself. She had 1 pip left. 1 pip is trying to.
Hey, there will not be any Gladys.
Gladys Knight in a pip. Gladys Knight in a pip. We're like, what's a fucking pip? Who is that lady? Love Overboard. You need to take your midnight train to Georgia. Get the fuck out of here. Jesus Christ, who makes Gladys's anymore, for Christ's sake? So, they were probably pissed the fuck off. They're like, I don't know these people. Oh, the old white people were like, fucking
But that's
Gladys.
part of it, though. So now
we'll
do anything we can to get the man with influence.
That's why they want that. I think they lost a lot of money because old white men don't fuck around. When it's all about revenue.
Yes.
And the Super Bowl halftime makes a lot of fucking money because if you just say as an actor, if you get a commercial during the Super Bowl, you get so much money. They spend so much money to get that ad, the ad space, millions of dollars.
Right.
So I think they got Jay-Z. I'm sure, like in The Godfather, they
like
gave
Gladys
him
Knight didn't justify the price I paid
Gladys
for that
Knight made
commercial.
$100,000, and they were like The Godfather. I'm gonna give him an offer that he can't refuse. And Jay-Z fucking was like, man. They were like, listen to, and he was sitting there with Roger Goodell, the main motherfucker.
Right.
You know what I mean? Who's friends with the head of Robert Kraft, who's
Who he recoiled from when the nigga tried to touch him.
right. He was like, and Roger looked like he was like, all right,
Nigga,
good,
get
thank
your
you, Jay-Z.
cooties
Jesus
off of
Christ,
me.
this is fun. And he goes, so he's like, I think they want to use him to recoup that money that they lost from the Super Bowl
course.
halftime.
Right.
And people say he might be an NFL owner. They barely want us to be quarterbacks, motherfucker. You think they barely want us to be quarterbacks? Why do you think they keep cheating for Tom Brady to keep
he's
winning?
He's going to have a significant stake in a NFL team. We'll see.
Well, we
when
will
he
see.
was down with the Nets, it was reported that he owned 1/15 of 1%.
But then I heard
of
he
the
deal
team.
with the seats. There was a seat deal he made too. Like he bought some. Yeah, it was some seat deal he made. But I'm just saying that NFL ownership, whatever. Why is he overlooking the Super Bowl? Because that's where they've lost their fucking money. Why is he overlooking the goddamn? It's not like they say, yo, he got with the NFL. Wow, he's going to be having his own team and da-da-da-da. And then maybe Kaepernick can be in the deal too. Then he's like, we got to get past the kneeling. We got to get past the kneeling.
And see,
we're past the kneeling.
Now let's
we got to get past the
now
kneeling.
let's analyze because I think that's
what
the
fuck
part
you mean.
I think I was gonna say
Hire Kaepernick. That's how you get past the kneeling. But who is he telling us to?
I was
But
gonna
see,
say
I don't
that's
really
the part
care
that's
about the
getting
hiring of
that's the
Kaepernick
part
for
that's
me.
getting everybody up in arms. Like, do you think he's really minimalizing the effect of
No,
the kneeling?
listen. He has to talk that way because Goodell. It's white folks listening. Do you see how they surrounded him? It's like a white people are there, so he has to talk. He has to do it like when he said, "Do you know what it was about? Do you know what it's about? Do you know what it's about? You know what it's about? Do you know what it's about? Do you know what it's about? What's it about? Police brutality. Police brutality. Police brutality. So now, remember when he goes like this? Now we got to have an actionable move now. The fuck did that mean? Get past the kneeling. Gotta get past it. Gotta get past kneeling. But he didn't really say anything. He goes, we just gotta get past it. You know what it's about? You know what it's about?
I don't think
You know
he
what's about?
articulated that point as
I know what he
as
was trying
clear
to
as he
listen.
wanted to.
First of all, black people need to understand code.
He wanted to say we kneeled.
Uh-oh,
now
here we
what?
go.
No,
Well,
black
that's what
people
I'm
need to
saying.
know. Here's the
what?
problem with we shouldn't super snap at everybody all the time. What we need to do is go, okay, look at where that person is. You know they got to talk a certain way. Now we just got to wait and see how this motherfucker moves. That's what we do.
You're basically just
Because if I was
repeating
standing,
everything I said
if
last
I was
segment.
standing next to Roger Goodell, I'd be like this. I'd be like, listen, man, kneeling is cool, but what can we do to fortify that? I'd be talking crazy too.
Fortify that.
You know what I mean?
Here's the thing.
We got to get
like
past
when you
it.
say, what if he has a plan?
Right.
And I'm saying,
What if?
okay, what if he does have
We
a
gotta
plan?
wait.
But now, if you're going to say that, then you also have to say, what if he's selling niggas out?
And that
You
can
see,
be,
like, you
and that'll
have to-
happen too.
You have to look at both sides of that. I don't know what he's doing, but
A lot of rich black
what
people
I'm
have sold
saying
black
is,
people out.
and what I said
Black
earlier,
churches, hi.
What I said earlier that you missed is, I feel like Jay-Z has more influence over us as black people
Of course.
than he does over them as a body of old white men, good old boys. You understand what
Yeah,
I'm saying?
yeah.
So, is it good to have someone at the table? Absolutely. And if you're going to have somebody at the table, from what we know of Jay-Z's record, yeah, he's a good person to have at the table. But what I'm saying is, from what we know historically of how motherfuckers like this move, and I'm talking about owners of the NFL, because these are basically
Slave owners.
slave owners,
Yes.
plantation.
Yes,
owners.
and
You know what I
Colin
mean?
got away.
So, if we look at that, you know, how much influence did the house nigga, and I hate to put him in that place, but that's
But
the
that's
one,
that
that's the
posi-
only
that's
one
the
that
scenario.
had the whatchamacallit's ear at the time.
Yeah.
You see what I'm saying? He's the only one that was able to even speak to the master. So how much influence did that motherfucker really have? And especially on a body of them. Like maybe he had a little pull with his own little master, but when it comes to a bunch of them
I think they were all old white men get together like, how are we going to recoup this goddamn money, Tom? Well, let me tell you, Jim. We get that Jay-Z guy. He has an influence of all the Negroes. We get him in there. We get recoup that fucking money for the Super Bowl because all those black artists, Rihanna, that bitch, she fucking refused us. All of them. We got fucking Gladys Knight singing. Shit, Jesus. So they were like, we got to get that Jay-Z motherfucker. You know what I mean? Because if anybody, I would rather see Magic Johnson at the table. Magic is a real businessman. Magic is a sports guy. He owns part of the Dodgers. The Dodgers are doing well. I would like to see Magic Johnson at the table, not Jay-Z. You know what I'm saying? But they got Jay-Z because of that music part, man. I'm telling you.
I was going to say, this is supposed to be like an entertainment-driven situation, right? So
Well,
I guess
of course it is. Sports entertainment, I got that, but it's like it just looks real sneaky, man. It looks. I'm just saying, I might be wrong.
And this is and then this is what I'm saying. Like a lot of it feels skeevy. Like as soon as this was announced, all of a sudden, oh, here's preseason football is on TV. Like the very same night. Type of shit.
Nothing is ever not planned.
But we know it's business for them. We know they don't give a fuck about the culture or the effect of racism and social life.
They money.
Like where there's smoke,
we know they don't
give
fire.
Like we're looking at a lot of smoke here, and it's looking very smoky. That's all I'm saying.
We know that.
And you're just like, let's
fan
just wait till we see the actual flames. Let's just wait till we see the actual flames.
Yes, because we
don't know. This could be. We don't know. Farts that are
true.
We don't know.
True.
We don't know. All we know is the NFL's position and everything that they're putting out. We don't know what Jay-Z is doing, and there is a.
Well, we do know that he's going to be on the entertainment side as far as what he's doing for the player, what he's setting up for the players. That's what's most ambiguous.
Well, there's a cardinal rule that
we know he's gonna
real bad boys move in silence, and if it is a revolt in play here, if he has to say out loud, it's a revolt. It's no longer a revolt.
They even had one of the Barber brothers, Rondy Barber. Had Tiki Barber was there.
I'm speaking metaphorically.
They had some black players. Tiki Barber was in the. Was it Charlemagne was there?
Charlemagne said a lot of his questions got edited out.
Ain't that a bitch? And a lot of times too. Yeah, what are the players saying? Because look at the way they shit on the players. They really shit on the players because the players revolt. Players can't say shit. Imagine you're you're making all the money. You guys are the workhorses, and they shut them the fuck down. All of a sudden, you bring Jay-Z in. There's some fucking disconnect. I'm sorry, there's some sneaky shit going on. But if I'm wrong, I'll go, I was wrong. But there's nothing wrong with thinking, they up to some shit.
There's nothing wrong with thinking that.
When it comes to black talent, white folks have always manipulated us. Always to make money. And they will find ways. And ownership, that makes a white man.
I feel like I agree when she says, we don't necessarily have enough information.
No, we don't, not at all.
To fully weigh in this. All I could say is there's an obvious play from the NFL to try to use Jay-Z's influence.
Obvious.
Now, we don't know what he's doing in return that might kick back to the people and he got to shut up and all of that so he can't say nothing. We don't know that part of it. But what's very obvious to us is that they're using this man to try to influence because not only was it the Super Bowl, I mean football in general, the numbers have gone down because black people are not fucking with it like we was because of this whole issue. They need the same man that got you, you know what I mean, to go from gold to platinum, to from jerseys to button-ups, all of that. They got to get you to go from not fucking with that to saying we moved past that and we are now fucking with football again.
Guess what? I think, might make it worse because they're going to be like, oh, you trying to insult us with this shit? They almost damn near fucked up. I think it might get worse because a lot of people are pissed at Jay-Z. Let's right off the bat first. Because of all this fucking, this Kaepernick shit, the way they've treated Kaepernick, they pretty much was like, nigga, you better know your place. These motherfuckers showed us that it's all about that shit.
Hang on.
And when blowing Jay-Z is insulting our intelligence.
Let's talk about that part.
You're blowing away our fucking protest.
Kaepernick took money, and in the taking of money, he was to silence. He's not supposed to say certain shit, right? Ain't nobody calling him a sellout.
Kaepernick needs dough, dude. He's not playing. He makes his money playing football.
Nigga, he got Nike money.
Good. He should have it. Let him have it.
What I'm saying
but
is,
with this money, he can do things.
The NFL.
Yeah.
And
what's wrong with that?
Yeah. Well, then what's wrong with Jay-Z taking money from the NFL?
There's nothing wrong with that. I'm not.
I'm just saying, like.
But here's the thing. What if I'm saying during the, we'll see.
There's 70% of players black ratio taking money from the NFL.
Look, Stu, we taking money from white people. Regardless, a lot of us are getting paid by white. I'm saying that I want to see what the ratings do because I think the black community might be insulted going, oh, you going to try and throw Jay-Z in here to get us? Fuck you. It might happen that way where it'll get worse.
Or, like it may not necessarily be.
Or it'll be like
family. It worked.
My nigga Jigga said it's cool, y'all. Let's go tailgating.
You will see. It's going to either go here or there.
I just think it's too soon to say either way. That's just like everybody assuming the Central Park Five was guilty because they were there, and all the evidence points to this, and it looks suspicious because they were all there, and and then the facts came out, and there you go. I just think it's too soon to make a decision either way. You can speculate. You can, it can walk like a duck. It could talk like a duck. And guess what? It might not be a duck. It might be a swan. I'm just saying.
Swans are mean as fuck. They'll fuck you up, though. But I don't know. But getting past the kneeling part was bugging me. Past the kneeling.
He's moved, in a way in the past that's going to lead me to believe that he's doing something crazy now. But
he's shown us he's about the money.
That's what I'm saying.
But he's also shown us he's about the culture. So it's too.
Well, what's all this shit? How much time we have? What's all this shit about? Pardon me. Let's unpack the part about Jermaine Dupri was supposedly offered.
It was offered an NFL
deal.
And Jay-Z told him don't do it.
Right. How deep are you in that? Yo, don't fuck with it. It's not a good look.
Word.
Talked him out of it. And then
he gets his shit.
Slides in. That's like, look, man, I'm telling you, don't fuck with her, man. I heard she's burning niggas.
Nah, you
all this type of shit. Now that's your fucking girl. Like, hey.
Yeah.
You told me she was burning. Like, what the?
And he might be that dude that's like, fuck that. I'm ruthless. I'm a businessman. Businessmen are ruthless too.
And this
they
is
don't
true.
give a fuck.
And they say all's fair in love and war, but.
I mean,
I
thought
that was your man. Like
we've seen that side of him with Dame Dash too. It's like it.
I want to know what Dame Dash has to say about this.
He could have possibly conned Jermaine out of some shit, and he could have, and who's to say there isn't a position being put in place for Jermaine like right now as we speak? That's what I'm saying. Like nobody knows. Like all we know is Jay-Z did a situation with the NFL, and everybody's up in arms.
Yo, Choke No Joke is going crazy right now on the internet. What's up with Choke No Joke?
Going in on everybody.
No, I haven't watched.
I haven't seen all. I've seen a few.
This guy Choke No Joke,
but he goes in on everybody.
Going in on Jay-Z,
what?
The whole Rockefeller, like he was there for a lot of shit, and. This guy, man, he's becoming a trending topic out this motherfucker.
Really? Choke No Joke.
Choke No Joke. Check how
I gotta
his
look
video.
that up.
I've seen him. I
gotta look up Choke No Joke.
I saw him talking about Nipsey and stuff.
He's got a lot of shit to say about a lot of things. It's interesting.
But yeah,
speaking of culture and community, I want to propose something because this is something that like. I feel real strong about like littering and just garbage and just filth in the hood, right? And I hate that it's so apparent when you cross city lines. Like, okay, look at the suburbs or the quote unquote white neighborhoods where everything is just nice and clean and pristine. And then you'll cross a certain city line, you just automatically know you're in the hood because you just start seeing garbage. So I want to propose that maybe at some point in the not so distant future, we as black people in urban communities could take a day of just cleaning up. The way the Ethiopians came together and planted 300-something million trees in 12 hours, like, something small, couple of hours out of your day, doesn't cost anybody any money. If everybody just went outside and put some gloves on and just picked up all the garbage off the ground, then maybe at some point, when you go places and you don't see garbage, you might think twice about throwing your coffee cup on the ground because
I
everything
seen
looks
cats
clean.
when I was living in the Bronx. Cats were just throwing shit on the
Let me
ground.
just say, first of all,
It was just-
I totally agree with that. I'm
Yes.
totally for it. Let me just share a quick story with you. When I was young, right, my mother, like, we'd be outside, and my mother would start, like, cleaning up. And, yo, I used to be, like, embarrassed. Like, why are you doing that? Like you're not the fucking trash lady.
My dad
like,
did it, too.
You know what I mean? And she used to be like, no, you got to fucking, you know what I mean? Keep where you live clean.
It's
Like,
true.
You know what I mean? And, when you're a kid, you don't really understand, like, stop doing that, But now, it's
And
like,
people
shout
don't-
out to my moms. That was some respectable
dad,
shit
too.
right there. Like, I get it now. So, yes, why not go out? This is the place you fucking live. Like, have some, and even though, see, it's because we don't own a lot of shit. So, part of our frustration and lack of ownership and all of that is to just, I'm going to write graffiti on it and throw old cups in it.
What makes you not want to put something in the
And
garbage?
I had that debate with somebody, and I said, well, you know what? Who's to say that people think, when you trying to figure out where your next meal coming from, you could give a shit about the flaming hot
Fuck that.
Cheetos bag on the garbage.
Put the shit in the garbage.
And I feel like, okay,
Fuck is wrong with you?
If we spend a day and just clean up, who's to say the next step won't be, let's everybody plant some grass. But maybe the next step could be, let's everybody plant some flowers.
But that sounds like work.
Let's
They'd be
everybody.
like, man, fuck that.
Let's everybody plant some food.
Fuck, I'd grass smoke that
but
shit,
it's
man.
But
Plant no grass,
but
man.
it's a small measure.
No.
And people, I know you're not saying.
No. I know a small
People-
measure. Like even if it's a small group of people, at least set an example.
I think if
Remember them sticks with the pointy
Right,
shit on
if
it? You
whole
just
neighborhoods
jab
did
the
it,
fucking shit and then you put it
imagine
in the fucking
these
come on,
community
man.
groups with the
That ain't
kids,
that hard.
like
You can
hey,
make those.
like hey kids, let's spend the afternoon cleaning up this
them
vacant
in the
lot
habit.
of
No doubt.
land right
Yeah,
here.
yeah, no doubt.
Like if everybody just like the way they did it in Ethiopia with the planting the trees, if everybody just spent a
But
day.
here's the thing, you gotta make it cool.
Yeah, to make it, how you make it cool,
because
right?
the same way I was like, why are you doing that, man? Like I didn't think it was cool.
In other news, the cop that murdered Eric Garner by placing him in an illegal chokehold has been officially fired from the NYPD.
Finally.
So make some noise for that.
Finally.
It's a bittersweet justice.
I mean,
Personally, I think he belongs behind bars, but
I think he should be in front
some
of a
small
firing
measure-
squad.
Some small measure of
Fuck
comfort.
'em.
listen, a lot
Bastard.
of people, feel like, is that it? Like he got fired? Like some people
Yeah.
feel like, first of all, can he get hired at another police
That's
department?
what I'm saying.
I'm sure you can. No? If you get fired from one, you can't get fired. It's a wrap for all? Okay.
If you're white, who knows? They'll change
Okay.
the rules,
Well,
man.
Well, here's what I've heard
He's
a lot.
currently appealing. So.
But check it out. Here's what I've heard policemen do, right? They get fired from the shit and they go to the fire department.
That's the same shit.
Now that you can do. So they go to some other, government
old boy
agency, and somebody gives them a nice little recommendation on the low, and they fucking get in there, whether it's fire department, mailman, sanitation, something.
Something, yeah.
Something that's going to give him another fucking pension and all this type of shit. He ain't going to be or the police union, if they really feel a way about it, they're just going to fucking take up a fund to pay this motherfucker's bills for the foreseeable future. Like that's how they take care of their people. That's how white insanity has its incentives. You see? Like if you could do some shit and get away with it, that gives you an incentive to do it.
Yeah.
So at the end of the day, he got fired. Is he going to starve? First of all, he made more money during this time. They probably stacked him up. Listen, you might get fired, so let's give you mad overtime and shit like that
Yep.
while you behind the desk. so you could stack
Or
up,
no,
save that money.
Or the cop's favorite thing to do is like set up a GoFundMe or something. We help with legal fees and
He got 100,000 in 2 days. You see what I'm saying?
With a GoFundMe. Yeah, I'm about to say GoFundMe is the instant go-to.
100,000 2 days for killing.
Because
killing a brother.
in the eyes of in the eyes of those masses, this was a cop, who put his life on the line. And,
Now, this guy's name is Daniel Pantaleo. Daniel Pantaleo, let the record reflect that Eric's murderer was Daniel Pantaleo, and this is the guy that put him into a lethal chokehold,
Unbelievable. And those white men are like, fuck that nigga. Yeah, we're going to give you some money.
Did anybody see the announcement about it?
It came up on my phone.
When I was watching it, I watched it live. I mean, I can't front. My heart started beating because it seemed like.
Because in the beginning, he was
sounding like. It seemed like this nigga was going to get off.
It seemed like he was justifying everything.
He was putting so much blame on Eric Garner, that it was not even funny. And the whole thing was about, if he only wouldn't have resisted, we wouldn't be here. First of all, people, you have the right to resist some bullshit. Right. You have the right to resist tyranny. And they keep acting like, you got to comply. I see videos every day where white people don't fucking comply. So stop ramming this narrative down our throats that we're the ones that must comply or die, because that's the fucking that's the message.
Okay, wait, let me stop you. As right as you are though, we cannot irresponsibly say to the world, it's okay as a black man to resist tyranny.
No.
That's dangerous.
They wait for a little bit of resistance.
As legal as it may be, it's dangerous, and we can't.
Yeah. Even when we know our laws,
we can't give people the impression that it's really okay to resist tyranny. We still have to understand as black people what we dealing with.
Right, but at the same time, at some point you have to take a stand for yourself, Digga. At some point, you have to take a stand for yourself, and what happens happens.
You can take all the stands you want. I'm saying just be responsible, and also letting people know that as much as we can take the stand, we also have to be aware there is a higher probability that we're gonna be fucked up.
But understand this narrative of don't resist, comply is to implant fear in the minds of black people specifically.
Yes.
That if we make even the slightest move, you're out of here. That these guys are just going to go lethal on you, where they don't do that to their own people.
No, because we are nothing to them. We are not human beings.
But
to white
mindful,
folks.
They're going lethal. So
yeah, they're going lethal. Let's automatically know that they don't like your ass, and they're gonna throw all the laws out of the book.
But they also go lethal when you.
We can call it psychology.
When you comply, they'll go lethal too.
Right, it doesn't matter.
So how do you can't win for losing?
I'd rather not resist first. Don't go. What the fuck I do? They're waiting on that rah-rah shit first.
Yeah, no, that's all I'm saying. Yeah. We can call it psychology all we want, but in real deal, Holyfield,
because most of the times, if you're talking to them like, "Oh, what did I do?" You get at least a chance to breathe for a second. You know what I mean? And they explain it to you. But if you go, "Yo, what the fuck?" They'll look. He was threatening me. He was reaching for something. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
He reached for dignity.
I sensed some black rage.
He reached for dignity. I saw it. Shit. These cops, man. What the fuck? Not all of them. Let's make sure we say that too. Not every single cop, but I don't put it past them. I always have that in my head.
I always wonder, especially with the KRS record, Black Cop. I always wonder what the black officers on the force, when they're in these rooms, with their police brothers, how
They're
are they?
outnumbered.
Yeah, it's like how do you feel in that conversation? Like I wonder if they ever get to hear like the real talk. Like
I'm
this is
sure
the
they hear it because them motherfuckers is disrespectful.
Is
They
that
probably
it?
talk all kind of nigga shit right in front of the
Right in
black
front of you. You
cops.
can't do
But
shit.
guess what? You can't do shit because you're the minority here.
Mm-hmm.
And if you complain to the superior,
Catch
guess
22.
what? He's down with me.
Yep.
You know what I mean? And he feels the same way about you that I feel about you.
Don't matter
Fuck
where
you.
we go.
You know
Don't
what
matter.
I mean? Like, so what could they really do? You know what I mean?
They're
Other
stuck.
than try to give little breaks out on the street, you know.
And we gotta
when they
be in
can,
there.
like,
We
you
gotta
know what I
be
mean,
in the
to
police
niggas.
force. But then we're gonna get the same shit. It doesn't matter where we go. We're gonna get that racist shit. But we need to be in there. But it's gonna be catch 22. You're fucked. Especially when you gotta arrest a black person. Your white partner's watching. So you gotta be like, shut up, motherfucker. You better shut the fuck up. You know what I mean? You think I'm gonna give you a break because you're a nigga? You know. And the white cop's like, yeah, there you go. Make sure.
And that's what I'm fucking talking about.
Yeah, I know,
right
I'll
there.
fucking report you. Yeah, that's right. Choke him. Choke him. And you got to be like this. Yo, just breathe. I ain't going to. You got to protect. You know what I'm saying?
like I'm gonna loosen up a
And then
little
if
bit
the
to give you
dude
some
starts
air.
abusing, he's like, nigga, stop. Motherfucker, you know I'm going to get fired. Just fucking act with
Yeah,
me.
just faint, motherfucker.
Wait,
Stop
motherfucker,
kicking.
shit. So it's a catch-22.
We getting ready to take a break. We got another guest. We got a guest coming up.
Yeah.
Yes.
Listen, there's the 30th anniversary of Yusuf Hawkins murder. He was murdered in Bensonhurst by some white boys that, you know, basically didn't want some niggas in their hood. And
they thought he was possibly coming to see a
see one of their girls or some shit like that, and he wasn't. And anyway, we have Muta Ali, who made a documentary called Yusuf Hawkins Storm Over Brooklyn, which is going to be on HBO in the very near future. So we have him coming up next. So we're going to take a break, and coming back, special guest Muta Ali.
Yeah.
Yanadameen Godcast.